Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. Today I'm using this deck, The Radiant Wise Spirit by Lo Scarabeo, and I think that's how you pronounce his name, not sure. I like the way that sounds, Scarabeo, rather than Scarabeo. But it could be Scarabeo, or it could be Scarabeo. I don't know. I should look it up someday. Anyway. What is it that we need to know? Oops, card's flipping over. For Wednesday, June 30th, 2021. What is it that we need to know in order to heal our souls? So that our bright, clear, shiny spirit shine through, full of its, all of our cosmic intelligence, our bright white light that's pure of love. I always see it as kind of white and golden though, but anyway. Gold and white. Creamy golden, I suppose. Yeah, that's the best way I would describe it. Anyway, what is it that we need to know? These cards are quite thick. And they're highly laminated, so they do kind of stick together a little bit. But anyway, back to Wednesday, June 30th. There it is, right there. Okay. Wednesday, June 30th. Ooh, nice to have that reversed. And lovely. Okay. So the message here, the spiritual message, has to do with the spiritual law of, well, I don't know what it's called, but I just know it's a spiritual law, and it has to do with releasing ourselves from struggle. And struggling just to keep our hearts open is more than enough. Myself, I don't really tend to believe in competition. I believe in just doing your best, and there's always room for more. I don't like monopolies when those appear in the, corporate realm, but I'm also not for totally just giving yourself away because somebody else is doing it cheaper. I would never do that, and I never have done that. And I just try to keep my heart open to what I love doing. So I hope that works for you too. This card can be, the Five of Wands is traditionally about competition and challenges and conflicts, and lots of, ego busting around, like, no, I'm better than you. No, I got to be on top, I don't know how the heck this guy's holding up this ginormous wand or baton or piece of, it's a log, looks like to me, big old branch of a tree with one hand. This one here looks like he's just fighting everybody off, holding them off, and he's probably the one at the top. Now, when it comes to games and having fun, if no one gets hurt, then it's great. It can be a lovely game. Some other levels, I would see this card as, on a spiritual level, as letting go of any, and being that it's upright. It could be that we are letting go, or we have let go, especially because the devil came through reversed. It's about letting go of any unhealthy aspects of ego that needs to have its own way. And, when we set aside the healthy ego, when we're in our healthy ego and we set aside our unhealthy ego that needs to be right, needs to be in charge, needs to, I mean, has quite a demand out into the universe, right? It's, it's this part of human personality that we all work hard to let go of. It's that part of us that needs to have the last word, needs to say something, even though somebody isn't wanting to take it in. It'd be it would be those times when you just, you have to bite your tongue, take a deep breath and back off and just try to be in your love for the person. Or if they're abusive or they're bumping up against you in a harsh way, then you would, you might stand your ground and set a boundary. Whatever is the most loving for you and them. Now, it's never loving for them to let them abuse you. In fact, if we allow people to abuse us, we're actually abusing them in their soul right away, or right back at them, because we're not teaching them that that's not allowed. We have to teach people how to treat us. But because we have this wonderful, with the devil reversed, it's freedom, and with the King of Cups, it's all about emotional intelligence. So to me, it's just a little lesson of the way people can be, or the way, actually, I'm seeing it a better way now, the way we can be when other people are needing to push themselves on us. If other people have a demand, we can emotionally understand it. If other people need to compare themselves against us, then we know we're violating spiritual law. If we do it, if we're comparing ourselves against anyone else, just remember you're violating spiritual law when you do that. So, because we're all unique, we're all extremely, extremely unique in our spiritual essence, and we're meant to honor each other in our uniqueness. So to know that would bring you into that realm of emotional intelligence, into your wisdom, and into your being loyal to your soul substance, your unique soul substance with the King of Cups here. And it also brings us into a place where we can be really generous with others. Like maybe we can have some fun, in our little personality battles once in a while, and not beat ourselves up and not take ourselves too seriously. Now, bringing in this combination here with the devil reversed, this is the only way to get this card in my book, unless you're working on your pessimism, unless you're working on, an addiction or somebody who has been abusive, and you draw this card straight up to help you realize what's going on, then it's great. Because it's, if it were straight up this way, this card is all about blindness, addictions, pessimism, greed, cheaters, abusers, things like that. But when it's reversed, it's freedom from all of that. It's recovery. It's release. It's our own unique independence. And it's a place where we've literally reclaimed our power. So if we bring all these three together as a beautiful summary, I feel that it has to do with our independence from struggle. If we can stay in our hearts and be generous with others, and that brings in, that wisdom. So there's a lot of wisdom in our independence. When the devil's straight up, this is codependency. If these cards were like this, we would be in a codependent situation or a dependent situation. But same dynamic. You're still going to struggle the whole time. You're still going to be in a battle. The only thing that could make this better, this combo that we actually have today, would be as if this were reversed, because then that would bring in the element of teamwork and harmony and some type of compromise if need be. But Straight up is okay too, because it just reminds me of that place where it's best to not compare myself with anyone else. Right? It's such a human thing to do. So it's a good check. And just to remember to keep my heart open to love and lead with love. Like my friend Debbie over at Freebird Spirit says, always lead with love. Freebird Spirit Tarot. So we have the wands there's a lot of life force here. There's an awful lot of life force here. The only problem is it's going in all different directions. But when you're really independent, then you can come back to this centered place where we realize that we're all different and unique, and that's a really beautiful thing. And there's no need to compare ourselves to anyone else, and there's no need to be in any type of like an ego clash. This could bring in the traditional, like just mundane, some of the mundane meanings. This does bring in conflicts and challenges. So at the worst, these cards could be a challenge to really let go and be in our independence and be in our wisdom. So if any little challenges, if any little hiccups or burps or whatever, excuse me, any echoes come up from our soul substance that wants to fight. Maybe we're thinking that we really have to fight in order to be independent, and we have to fight to be wise, and we have to get our backs up and our chests out and like this. But really we don't. Really all we have to do is open our hearts and love. And that should be our only struggle. Life doesn't have to be a struggle. Sometimes it can be challenging, but that's usually if we're pushing. That's usually if we are pushing too hard. That's usually if we're using our will, using our self-will, and not in our flow. We want to stay in our flow. Here's another excellent message, is that to be in our wisdom and be in the flow of our wisdom and in our emotional intelligence, we do have to be independent of struggle. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Same thing with even if you're working out. I mean, even people that work out, if you do it from a place of flow and having fun, it's a completely different experience. So I'm sure you guys can come up with some other messages here with these cards. Feel free to drop them in the comments. I know I have a lot of readers and intuitives and psychics out there, so you guys tell me what you think about these cards too. I love your messages. But for now, I'm going to close this up and get it uploaded for you guys. Okay, hope everybody's doing really well. Okay, take good care. Bye.